Let's interpret the phrase subtract 5/6 from the product of 1.5 and 3/4 into a mathematical expression and then use order of operations to simplify it to a final result. So to begin, word for word, we read subtract 5/6 from. This sounds like we'll be taking 5/6 and subtracting that from some thing we're about to figure out. The word product means multiply, so we'll need two expressions to multiply. And sure enough, we have 1.5 and 3/4. So 1 and 1/2 as one number and 3/4 as the other. Subtract 5/6 from the product of 1 and 1.5 and 3/4 interprets to become 1.5 times 3/4 minus 5/6. Now, let's simplify our expression using order of operations. We see, since multiplying comes before addition or subtraction, that we should multiply 1.5 times 3/4, come up with an answer for that fraction, and then subtract 5/6 from that. Well, taking one step back, in order for us to multiply 1.5 multiplied by 3/4, we should first convert 1.5 to an improper fraction. To do that, we'll multiply 2 times 1 and then add 1 and then write that over 2. So this becomes 2 times the whole 1 plus 1 over 2. Writing everything else down, we'd have multiplied 3/4 minus 5/6. So simplifying 2 times 1 plus 1 would become 2 plus 1, or 3/2, multiplied by 3/4 minus 5/6. For us to now simplify this, we recall the rules for multiplying first. Going left to right, we're multiplying before subtracting. So 3 times 3 and 2 times 4 will be our new fraction. 3 times itself becomes 9 over 2 times 4 is 8 minus 5/6. We now have 9/8 minus 5/6. Well, we recall that when it comes to adding or subtracting fractions, we can only do that when we have common denominators. So the smallest number that both 8 and 6 both divide into would be 24. So we would like to change both of these fractions into equivalent fractions where the denominator is 24. How to do this? We would multiply 8 by something to get 24, so we'd multiply the bottom by 3. And by multiplying the bottom by 3, we'd also multiply the top by 3. So 3 times 9 becomes 27. 27 24ths is equivalent to 9/8 minus. In the second fraction, we would need to divide 6 into 24 to recall that 6 times 4 is 24. Since we're multiplying the bottom by 4, we'd multiply the top by 4. 5 times 4 becomes 20. Now that we have two fractions we're subtracting with common denominators, we could subtract the numerators. So this becomes 27 minus 20 over the common denominator of 24. And 27 minus 20 becomes 7. So our final answer is 7/24.